Hello friends, welcome to Mahesh Maths classes. We make it easy, you learn it quickly. Today we are going to learn about trigonometry part 1. In this chapter we are going to learn introduction to trigonometry, trigonometric ratios of some specific angles, trigonometric ratios of complementary angles, trigonometric identities. Before we are going to learn, we should know why we should learn trigonometry. What are the uses of trigonometry? Trigonometry widely used in finding the heights of buildings, mountains, towers, etc. If you observe here, this is Mount Everest. The height of this Mount Everest is measured using trigonometric formulae and an instrument called theodolite. You know the story behind the Mount Everest? The height of this Mount Everest is measured by using a gained theodolite, and it is named after Sir George Everest, who was the first man to use the gained theodolite. And trigonometry is also used in navigations, and it is also used to measure the height of the tides in the oceans, in the oceanography, and also used in cartography, which is called the study of maps. So these are the uses of trigonometry. And what is trigonometry? Trigonometry is derived from two Greek words, trigonon and metron. Trigonon means three angles and metron means measurement. Trigonometry means measurement of three angles. That means it is the study of triangles. So it is any triangle, or you can say that trigonometry deals with the relation between the sides and angles of any triangle. But at this level, we learn only about the right angled triangles. What is a right angled triangle? Right angled triangle is a triangle in which one angle is 90 degrees. That is right angle. And in this right angle triangle, we have special names for the sides. Suppose if you take the side opposite to 90 degrees is called hypotenuse. And if you consider this as the triangle ABC, with respect to A, the side BC is called opposite side to BC. Opposite side to A, sorry. BC is the opposite side to A, the angle A, opposite side. So this opposite side BC is the opposite side to A, and AB is adjacent side to A. With respect to angle, the adjacent side and the opposite side may change. Now if you consider the angle C, what is the opposite side to C? That is AB. And what is the adjacent side to angle C? That is BC. So with respect to the angle A, angle C, the opposite sides and adjacent sides will change. Okay, so the hypotenuse, the opposite and the adjacent sides. And if you observe here, the hypotenuse is the longest side in the right angled triangle. So whenever you talk about the right angled triangle, one theorem strikes in your mind. What is that? Yes, that is Pythagoras theorem. What is this theorem is saying? Pythagoras theorem says that in a right angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So if you consider this as the triangle ABC, here the opposite side to right angle AC is called hypotenuse. Okay, so according to the theorem, hypotenuse square AC square is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides, that is AB square plus BC square. Suppose in this right triangle, I have two sides like this, 3, 4, and if I want to find the third side, that is if I take A, B, C like this, I know AB and BC, and what is AC. So in these situations, we can make use of Pythagoras theorem. According to the Pythagoras theorem, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. What is AB here? 3 square plus BC 4 square. That is 9 plus 16, 25. AC square is 25. Therefore, AC is equal to root 25, which gives you 5 units. So, X is equal to 5 units. So, by using Pythagoras theorem, if you know any two sides in a right angled triangle, you can find the third side. In the same way, if you have a triangle, something like this. So, this is 6 and this is 8. Then what will be this? So, I am assuming it as X. I am writing it directly now. X square equal to 6 square plus 8 square. That is 6 square is 36 plus 8 square is 64. That is 100. Therefore, X is equal to root 100. That is 10. So, X is equal to 10. Like this, you can find any unknown value out of these three sides in a right angled triangle. Now, based on this Pythagoras theorem, we will do one activity now. Take a line segment and denote points B, C, D, E such that AB is equal to 3 centimeters, AC is equal to 6 centimeters, AD is equal to 9 centimeters, and AE is equal to 12 centimeters. Now, from B, draw a perpendicular to AE, that is BP, that is equal to 4 centimeters. Similarly, draw CQ of length 5 centimeters and DR as, sorry, this is 8 centimeters and this is 12 centimeters, and draw ET as 16 centimeters. Now join APQRT. Now by using Pythagoras theorem. Now if you observe, there is an angle is formed here. What is that angle? See, theta. Let us assume it as theta. So here AB is equal to 3 centimeters. Now this is 3 centimeters, this is 4 centimeters, and clearly these are 90 degrees. Now there are 4 right angle triangles in this. Now in this triangle ABP, this is 3 centimeters, this is 4 centimeters. What about this hypotenuse? Just now we have found out when the two sides are 3 and 4, the hypotenuse is 5 centimeters. Similarly, you can say that AQ is equal to 10 centimeters, AR is equal to 15 centimeters, AT is equal to 20 centimeters. Now, let us take a table where it consists of length of the hypotenuse, length of the opposite side, length of the adjacent side, and the ratio between opposite side by hypotenuse and adjacent side by hypotenuse. Now, if you observe in this figure, you have 4 right angled triangles and all are similar triangles. Now, I am considering triangle APB. In that, what is the length of the opposite side to this theta? Opposite side to theta. Let us consider opposite side to theta, adjacent side to theta. What is the opposite side to theta? That is PB, that is 4 centimeters. And what is the adjacent side? That is AB, 3 centimeters. Now take the ratio opposite side by hypotenuse, that is 4 by 5. And what is the adjacent side by hypotenuse? 3 by 5. Similarly, you take triangle AQC, take the opposite side and the adjacent side and the ratios. So here you got 8 by 10 opposite. If you simplify, you will get 4 by 5. And 6 by 10, after simplification, you will get 3 by 5. Now next triangle ARD, same, take opposite side and adjacent side and take the ratios and simplify. 12 by 15, 3 4s are 3 5s are, and here 3 3s are 3 5s are. Next take triangle ATE, same opposite side and adjacent side and take the ratios. This is 4 by 5 and here it is 3 by 5 again. Do you observe anything here? Yes. The ratio of opposite side by hypotenuse is a constant in all the 4 similar triangles, and also the ratio of adjacent side to hypotenuse is also constant in all the 4 triangles. So the relation between opposite and hypotenuse and adjacent by hypotenuse, and also if you want to consider opposite by adjacent also will be a constant. So the relation is constant relation. When these ratios are constants, why can't we give some special names to these ratios? Okay, so those special ratios, those special names are called trigonometric ratios. So the names are like this: SINE, COSINE, TANGENT. So this is SINE called, we read it as sine, and we write it as, while we are using, we write it as just sine, SIN. And next one is cosine, and we write it as simply as COS, cos. Next one is tangent, and simply we call it as tan, we write it as TAN, tan. Okay, so just now whatever the ratios, we got the constant ratios from the previous activity. Let us take that. So before that, this is Greek letter theta. Already I told you this is called theta. Generally we use this angle to denote the unknown side, unknown angle, sorry, that is unknown angle. Now let us take this triangle. This is angle theta, and so this is, if you consider this as ABC. So opposite side. So we are taking opposite side by hypotenuse. We got this ratio as a constant, and I am naming this as sine theta. Opposite side by hypotenuse, sine theta. So what is the opposite side? So AB is the opposite side, and what is the hypotenuse here? Yes, AC is the hypotenuse. See, that is the hypotenuse. Now let us take the other trigonometric ratio, that is cos theta is defined as adjacent side to theta by hypotenuse. What is the adjacent side to theta? Yes, that is BC by AC. So you can write it like this, BC by AC. You can write it, no problem in that. Okay, next. Tan theta, opposite side by adjacent side. So that is the opposite side, and this is adjacent side. So that is, I can call it as AB by BC. So these are the three basic trigonometric ratios. So the ratios, the relation between opposite side and adjacent, opposite side and hypotenuse, and adjacent side by hypotenuse are called the trigonometric ratios, and they are called sine, cos, tan. These are the three basic trigonometric ratios. We have more three trigonometric ratios, which are the reciprocals of these trigonometric ratios. That is cosec theta. The full form of this is cosecant theta. That is the reciprocal of sine theta, and it is defined as hypotenuse by opposite side to theta. And the next one is sec theta, and the full form is secant theta. Secant theta, that is the reciprocal of cos theta, and it is defined as hypotenuse by adjacent side to theta. Okay, and the next one is 1 by tan theta, that is cot theta, that is reciprocal of tan theta. Cot theta, the full form is cotangent of theta. Cotangent of theta is defined as adjacent side to theta by opposite side to theta. So these are the 6 trigonometric ratios we have, and the very important thing is tan A is the product of tan and A. So we are taking secant theta, or we are taking sine theta, or we are taking tan theta. So it is not the product of secant into theta. This is not the product of secant and theta, or not the product of sine and theta. So if you take sine, only sine individually, so if you take only sine alone, it has no meaning. When you have an angle beside a trigonometric ratio, then only it has a meaning, sine theta. So remember that it is not the product of sine and theta. It is not the product of the trigonometric ratio and the angle. So just it is a function, trigonometric function. So when you take tan A, means it is tangent of A. It is not the product of tan and A. This is not the product. Okay, and sometimes we use as sine A whole square. That is the square of sine A. So it can be written as, simply you can write it as sine square A. Sine square A means sine A whole square. It is nothing like this, sine into A. Okay, so the sine or sine square, these are called the trigonometric functions. Okay, it is not the product of the function and the angle. Okay, thank you for watching.